It's a great awakening. I'm not even sure there's any other, real humans out there. Maybe there's one in every city in the world. For those few people that do exist, I think we already know what's going on. And God has shown us visions and signs and open-eyed walking visions, and God has let us hear in the Spirit, so um, I'm not even sure there really are any real humans. Maybe we're all in our own personal simulation. I have no idea. I would like to think there are other real people out there. So if we're the star of our own show, and everyone's watching, it actually might make sense based on what I've seen. But that seems sad. I want it to be real, and I want there to be other people too. But just the latest thing that I've been seeing, and you guys surely, if you are humans too, have been seeing for the last several months, all of the YouTube ads are bad CGI, probably AI produced CGI, but it's not very good quality. It's very choppy. It looks extremely fake. Like whatever the governments have is like 100 years more advanced than what we see. But I believe this is the awakening, where every YouTube ad is AI CGI. So artificial intelligence has created, so you'd say computer generated images. And they look fake. They look fake. You can tell, if you just have a still shot, a still image of the ad, it actually looks realistic, and it does look like a person. But the way that it's animated, it's completely fake. And the voices are fake. There's free software, and there's even websites where you can go and create voices, and it's more realistic than what's in these ads. And then, I've been seeing the same ad, and surely you guys, if you're real, have been seeing as well for the past few weeks, the same ad over and over again. And the ad starts with a woman who is supposed to be an attractive woman, who is fit, does not look very old, maybe 20s, 30s, and she's talking about, the pink salt trick. You guys have to see this. I'm not looking up any pink salt tricks. But what's so completely fake about this is now there's been 2 or 3 versions that I've actually seen on the screen. And it's different. The voice might be different. I wasn't paying that much attention, but the fake woman is different. So they would be reusing the same exact either audio or the words. They cut and paste and use the exact same text, and they were using one fake woman, and then after a week or so of that, then they started using a different fake AI CGI female. But what I'm saying is that the words weren't even changed at all. It's the same exact text. In case anybody looked at this and thought that by some small chance this is a real human, which maybe if you're kind of legally blind, you might hear this ad and you can't see very well, and you might not be able to perceive that it's not a real person. So if you can only see 5 or 10%, and maybe if you have cataracts, then this ad might actually trick some people into thinking that it's real. But in that case, you're probably not as concerned about how much you weigh, I'm just going to say. And then when the same ad comes on again, and it's probably the same voice, too. I don't remember. But what this fake woman is saying is exactly the same, but it's now a different woman. Then even the legally blind people that can see a little bit will pick up on this. I'm just going to say that. And they're making ads with actors and things in it. I've seen YouTube videos with Jordan Peterson. I'm not really familiar with him. I don't really know who he is. I think he's some conservative speaker. I think he's kind of famous. But I have seen people making their own content their own religious content, stuff that I have never heard him cover. And they're putting CGI Jordan Peterson over their own text. And this is misleading, actually. Like, if I wasn't paying attention, then it might have even tricked me, but, I don't care that much. I just thought, why is Jordan Peterson talking about this? He doesn't cover this type of stuff. And I looked at it, I'm like, oh, this is AI. Or, no, wait, it wasn't, okay, so the image was just a still shot, but they used a computer-generated voice. So they, like, superimposed Jordan Peterson's voice over the text. And it's not the type of information that he covers. He covers politics. So this was totally, totally weird. But now I'm seeing videos, like, there's some guy that actually does make ads, and before this whole CGI AI craze, he made a lot of, like, supplement ads and about some olive oil. He's, like, the YouTube ad guy for the expensive Italian olive oil. Well, now they're using his image over different ads. So he's actually in a lot of legitimate ads. So that then they place him in an AI CGI ad. That could trick people because he's actually in a lot of YouTube ads. But then you'll notice it's kind of choppy and it's not quite right. It's not real. And this is the awakening, because this is all fake. It's clearly fake. A child can see this is fake. Even a legally blind person can probably see enough to see this is fake. It's like, remember the first 3D video games that came out 20 years ago? They weren't very realistic. This CGI is not either, but the capability is there. They have the ability to make stuff that you can't even tell. Like, it looks like the real thing. It looks legitimate. That's what I mean about, like, these fake actors and fake politicians now. Because the technology is such that they could release something that's indistinguishable from the original, that you could not tell is a fake. Instead, they release obvious fakes. Or they create, like, CGI of a different person. Like, their mask, their costume technology is so advanced that you could be sitting right across the table, like 2 feet away, looking at someone's face, and you could not tell they were the real person. But yet these politicians and actors do not look the same way they did 10 years ago. I mean, I'm not even talking about age, like facial structure, face shape, things that surgeries cannot do, like proportions and heights, and there are just certain things that surgeries are unable to do. They're intentionally putting different people in the videos, or they're making costumes that do not closely resemble the person, so that if you actually are paying attention, you'll notice this is not the same. This is not the same person, because they have the ability to make a costume and a mask where you can't tell the difference. They're intentionally putting stuff out there so that you can see that this is not the same person. It's absolutely not the same person. But that's not Madonna. And that's not John Kerry. And that's not Joe Biden. And they do have multiple Trumps as well. Think about this, guys. All of the world leaders have doubles and triples and quadruples. They all have body doubles. This is for protection, as they're walking to and from their vehicles, and then the real president is going on a different route, because they're being targeted for assassination. So this is just something that's commonly done. And if you can't tell which Trump is which, because we have seen a lot of fake Trumps too. We've seen a lot of fake every president. If you can't tell which one's which, we can't. Then what the heck are they doing with Joe Biden? That's clearly not the same guy. The way to really know that wasn't the real Joe Biden is to go back and look at pictures of him when he was Obama's vice president. He's got some wonky eyes. Like, that guy is not, he's not, like, fully human or something. Something's up there. And maybe he is. But his eyes are weird. And then they're not weird. Then his eyes are normal. So, they've actually managed to make him look better than the original. Like, look like a nice old man, and that he's just stupid. And maybe that's good. Maybe that's good, because The way these people act were like Grand Theft Auto villains. It's kind of what he looked like. He looked like a Grand Theft Auto villain. They just want us to think that these corrupt, evil, wicked people are strong and something to be afraid of. No, they are weak, soft, and pathetic, and they target children. They target the disabled. They target the elderly, and people who cannot properly defend themselves. They would prefer to target women before they target men. We're seeing all of this CGI, artificial intelligence created CGI, and this is teaching people and showing people these videos you see. These are all fake. So what else have you seen that is fake? What else will you see that is fake? How do you tell the difference? What do you know? How can you tell what is real? I mean, looking at these videos, I can clearly tell that these are fakes. But I know that the technology is so advanced that we wouldn't be able to tell. And if we have bodies and our bodies don't look like our spiritual bodies, they may resemble them. If we have demons and Nephilim walking around and they appear human, but they have like hologram overlay, this is technology too, much like the artificial intelligence created CGI. Except 3D in real time as it walks around. You guys have seen the 3D holograms in the sky where they make like transformers and giant blimps and things? And it looks completely real. They're doing that over walking demons to make them look human. They've had that ability. People are going to start to understand there are glitches in the system. I mean, clearly this is an awakening. But if we see this choppy, crappy CGI, and then all of a sudden, like, each week it gets better until it actually looks realistic. And the way you can gauge that is that they'll have a new video about the pink salt trick, but it actually looks like a real woman. When that comes out, that's your confirmation.